There is a growing demand for non-Western and non-mainstream science fiction and fantasy and horror by publishers. On the African continent, in the African diaspora, there is a lot of talent. African speculative fiction branch of the African Literary Agency is set up to bring those two phenomena together. I'm Martijn Lindeboom. I work from the Netherlands for African Literary Agency, and it is my pleasure to interview author Eugen Bacon. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Eugen?
Thank you very much, Martijn. I'm really delighted to be here today. I am an African-Australian author. I am a mother. I am an artist. And to the people who can't visibly see me, I am black and I have short black hair. And I really enjoy writing black speculative fiction as well as literary speculative fiction. And when I think of myself, the whole sum of me is I am a mother, I am an artist, I am a writer, I am a reader. So I think I am quite a package in myself.
Yes, you are. That it's not a coincidence, I think, that this is a very big week for you. It's the 1st of December now, and this is the day that both books, The Road to Woop Woop and Black Moon, are appearing on the shelves. And on December 8th, there will be another one, Ivory's story. What a great week. Can you tell us a little bit about those three books?
Yes, it's just amazing. Last year, I was quite privileged to release 2 books, Claiming Timor and Writing Speculative Fiction.
Yes.
And I had a launch on the same day, which is amazing. And so this year, it's like I've done it one up, having 3 books coming out in December, all in 1 month. And I absolutely love all the 3 books. And I'll tell you a little bit about them. So Black Moon by IFWG Australia is a graphical collection of flash fiction. And I worked with an Italian artist who did the inner illustrations, and then she also did the cover. And she was just amazing. The Road to Woop Woop is an illustrated collection of short stories by Meerkat Press, and it has a lot of African stories, and it also has Australian stories, and it's just it's really developed well. I'm very pleased with it, and it also has inner illustrations by the publisher, which really surprised me because they work very well with the text. Ivory's story is by Press. It's a detective story that's also an origin story about finding out who you are.
And you had just 2 starred reviews in Publishers Weekly just a couple of weeks and months ago for Ivory's story and The Road to Woop Woop. How does that make you feel?
Does that explain it? It's magic. I'm really grateful about the reception of my books. The reviews have so far just been astonishing, and the excellent write-ups in Publishers Weekly and Locus magazine really blew me away. And I feel that because my stories are cross-genre and they're literary speculative fiction, reviews tell me that readers get it. And I'm overwhelmed by the glowing terms that they use when they talk about my writing, because I've always adored colorful text that is rich with metaphor, pregnant with imagery, text that is vivid as a dream. And I see it in my favorite authors like Toni Morrison, Anthony Doerr, Michael Ondaatje. And so when I look at my reviews and when they say, it's lush writing, or it's audacious, or it's elegant and poetic language, it's luxurious, I can see the poeticity stealing into my text. And so I'm really happy about that.
Yes, I can imagine. It was very impressive to read. And it must give you a new impulse to write, but also to tell about your writing, because you usually, in the past few months, you've been performing at Worldcon and World Fantasy Con.
And I love going to conventions because they offer a critical stage for the Black voice
Yeah.
on a global medium. And so, yeah, Black speculative fiction is slowly becoming visible because of people who talk passionately about the stories that they write and about the characters that they portray. It's been a crazy year, and
Yeah.
particularly for creative artists, because normally you go out to events and
Yes.
it's through meeting people, and you take your books, you carry your physical book and people can touch it. It's not the same as when you put a link, you know,
No.
and people don't really, they don't get to browse and flick through the book and ask you some questions about it, or you know, they have it right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I miss.
Speaking of which, do you have them there, your babies?
I do have my
Show them.
babies here. So this is Black Moon, which is
Very,
the
very
collection of
nice.
illustrated flash fiction. And
Can you
the
show the
cover
inside a bit?
design, yes, it's stunning. So Jerry, I don't know whether you can see it very clearly, but I'll just try to open a page that shows.
Yeah.
So Jerry Huntman, the publisher, I'll put it a little bit closer to the screen so you can see it.
Yes.
He was very good in the
Right.
way he planned the book. One, the quality of it is just amazing. And then he really thought carefully about the background,
Mm-hmm.
the page, the quality of the paper, and he thought about the text and just how he laid it. So on each page, you have an image
Oh wow.
first, and then you have the flash fiction. And so it just works really well. So when you open
Looks
the book,
very
the
pretty.
first thing that you see, yeah, is the image, and then you see the text. And it's just, it's quite luscious. And then Tricia Ricks of Meerkat Press did the same for Road to Woop Woop.
Yeah.
And so she did the cover design, which is just impressive. And we didn't even have that many goes. She sent me a draft and I said, I love it, I love it, I love it. And then she sent me something else, like, you know, different styles, like 8 of them. And I was, you're confusing me. I really loved it. Now I love all of them.
Yeah.
Can you have
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
And
You should
she's
do
done the
alternate
same.
covers.
That's true. So I'm just looking because not all the stories have illustrations, but see,
Oh
she's
wow.
put on some stories, and it's black and white, but it really works. And what I really love is she asked me, what can you write just about Woop Woop so that somebody who's not from Australia can understand it? And so I wrote her a piece of prose poetry just about Woop Woop, and it reads, she lives out Woop Woop, a no place filled with ghosts, random within her grasp, sleeping in a language of desert, a mirage of memory in the middle of nowhere, the back of beyond, unloved by the camera, who stands a chance. And so this sort
Very
of, it's
nice.
the introduction to the book.
Yeah.
And so the illustrations all across it with different stories, and she's done a really great job. I'm pleased with it. Now this one, oh my God, when I saw the cover, Vincent Sani is the artist who designed the cover, and I just asked him, could you do something that's African and Australian? And he didn't ask for any specifications. He just came with an image, and it was a yes, you know, so he did really well. And I like that he portrays Ivory. She sort of reminds me of my son because I do have a son who is mixed race, and when I look at Ivory, she reminds me of my son.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
that's the story.
You are very busy now. What are your plans for the future? Are you going to take it easy for a while, or are you going on ahead full steam?
I don't think I have the word rest in my vocabulary. I need to teach myself to rest. The
Hmm.
problem is I am so focused, and I'm not the kind of person who leaves a project halfway. And also, I don't do a project for project's sake. So all the projects that I tackle are things that I'm passionate about. And when I begin writing, it consumes me. I probably can be very difficult to live with because you could talk to me 10 times and I don't hear you because I'm working on a project and I'm so focused. So I do have quite a number of things. In January, and this is so exciting, there's a collection of prose poetry which is also illustrated,
Oh
and
wow.
it's by Meerkat Press, and the
Oh, yeah.
title is Speculate. And this one is a collaboration with Dominic Heck, who was my PhD supervisor.
Oh,
And
nice.
so we've really developed a connection in such a way that it's a playful collection where we respond to each other. So I wrote a small piece of poetry, she responds to it, and then she writes poetry and I respond to it. And when you get to see that, you'll see how it's an interaction. It's quite a playful collection.
Sounds good. And the cover
Yes,
is really, really nice, I think.
it is, and guess who did it? Trisha of Meerkat
Ah,
Press as
okay.
well. And then I have several fictions coming out in very important anthologies, and I'm very, very excited about those.
Cool.
Some I can't talk about them yet because the author list
Ah, keep
hasn't
the
been
mystery.
announced
Very
yet.
good.
Oh my God, I'd love to talk about them. Can I tell you? Can I tell you? But that will come out in time. And then building a story idea for a new novel.
Ah, very good.
And, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then in 2021, as you know, you put my book through Meerkat Press, Major Fools.
Yes.
My novel, which is coming out, it's an Afrofuturistic novel that has it's a climate fiction with a Black female protagonist.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that as well.
I
All right.
am,
So
yeah.
lots of plans and lots of future for Eugen Bacon. I'd like to thank you for this interview, and we'll speak again soon, and we'll hear a lot about you in the future, I think.
Thank you very much.